If you're a salon owner heading into the end of 2020, I know there's about 4 mistakes you're about to make. I call them the 4 Ds of December. And I'm going to share with you how you can avoid those going into the end of the year and how do you make sure that you sail through the end of this year and make sure that 2021 is the best year you've ever had. Watch this video. I'm going to show you how to do it. And by the way, if we haven't met yet, my name is Jason Everett. I'm one of the founders of the High Performance Salon Academy, where we specialize in helping salon owners make more profit from their salons while having incredible teams. In fact, doubling their time off and doubling their take-home income while helping grow their teams into something very profitable, functional, and operating at a very high level. So here's the deal. The 4 Ds of December are super important, and hopefully you'll stick around with me for a second as I draw this stuff out for you, because these 4 Ds of December are super important to you, because if you don't do them, you'll just fall into December, and December will be a really screwed up month for you. So check this out. The number one mistake that I see salon owners making in December is they think that it's good to be doing, okay? They think it's good to be doing it all yourself, meaning that they're like, well, I'm gonna buckle up. I'm gonna work twice as hard behind the chair, twice as hard behind the desk. I'm gonna do all this stuff myself. We'll talk about how to get out of this idea that doing it all yourself is the right idea. We're gonna share with you how to do that. That's 1 D of December, is trying to do it all on your own. And think about this for a second. You can't do it all by yourself. If you're dealing with kids at home and distance learning and all kinds of other things, or maybe you're not dealing with that, but you're just taking it on and you're taking on all the brunt of what's about to happen, the changes to the economy and what's going on with all this stuff, you're thinking you're just going to handle it on your own. Huge mistake, okay? The other big mistake that I see people make in December is they start doing this. Okay? Is they start discounting for sales. Now, here's a huge problem with discounting for sales, okay? Is that if you just think that you're going to run a bunch of promotions and get a bunch of people to buy things, but you don't do it correctly, you're going to end up wasting a ton of energy and effort discounting and chasing sales. I'm going to share with you in just a second on how you can clean that one up too. The other thing that happens is salon owners very often will they'll delay planning until January. Is like, you know what, I'm just going to get through December. I'm not going to do anything else, right? I hear this all the time. People are like, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait till January when I kind of can take a breath, and then I'll get into things. Well, guess what? If you wait till January, your plans don't take place until February or March or April. So one of the most important things you can do right now is make sure that you plan and you get that accomplished right away. Now you might go, well, what do I need to plan? How do I need to do? Don't worry. I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what you need to do and how does it work, okay? So here's the thing, is if you want to avoid doing everything on your own or by yourself, okay, there's a very simple thing that we train people to do inside the academy, and I want you to make yourself aware of it right now, okay? Is that number one, what you've got to do is you've got to set up and establish okay? You got to set up and establish a leadership team, and you also have to set up something that we call, weekly or daily huddles, okay? So you need to set up a leadership team on your salon, and again, inside our High Performance Salon Academy, we train people on specifically how do you do it, who do you pick for this leadership team, what do you say to them, because again, you don't need to compensate this leadership team, and I think a lot of people misunderstand what I mean when I say that, so you'd want to find out more information, but you want to set up and establish a leadership team and get them to run huddles for you so the business is actually functional instead of you having to do everything on your own. Huge difference inside the business, okay? So that's one thing you can do. The other thing that happens too is that instead of discounting for sales, one of the things you want to do instead of discounting for sales is you want to be in a position where instead of discounting, you do something called you want to value up instead of discount down. What that means, sorry, my head's on here, I'll have to move myself around. What that means is value up instead of discount down is that as a salon owner, if you just are running sales to get people to buy things, that's one thing. But what you want to do is actually value up and say, well, what are people normally going to buy? We're going to buy a $100 gift card. Well, what can I add value to that $100 gift card instead of saying, most people would say, well, look, buy a $100 gift card for $90 this season or for $80, come back and use it later. That's a discounting strategy. I want you to use a value up strategy like get a $100 gift card in the salon and we will donate a $10 item to somebody else, or you can get a $10 gift card for you to use, right? That's a value up, not a discount down. It's a very interesting mental shift too. Again, in a lot of high-end circumstances or situations or retailers, they use this value up strategy and they're never discounting down. So super huge, important thing. The other thing you got to pay attention to down here is this whole delaying planning until January problem, okay? Is that one of the things that's really, really important is if you want to just make sure you set up a really easy plan for January, and if you do, let me know, because I can share with you how to do this, is that instead of you just going, well, look, I need to put this whole plan together, I know what it's going to take, here's what I would do. I would plan a challenge. We do a challenge called the 30-day double your retail sales challenge. And if that's a cool challenge, do me a favor, message me back and let me know if this is something that you want, or drop me a personal message and I'll see if I can get you the information for it. But we do a challenge called the 30-day double your retail sales challenge. It'd be amazing for you to run that in the month of January to kick off the new year right and get double your retail sales. So look, obviously, you're going to be pre-booking for the end of the year. You're going to make sure all your clients are coming back. But how do you make sure that your numbers are where they want to be? Well, plan a challenge out that actually trains your staff. Our Double Your Retail Sales Challenge actually trains your entire staff every single day. Like, I send them a text message every day and train them in like a one-on-one, face-to-face scenario by sending them that message. And it's just a huge way to make sure that you do this. Because here's the problem. If you don't do it the way I just said, you end up doing it all yourself, you discount for sales, and you delay planning in January, here's what's going to happen, okay? What'll happen here, sorry, there's my sad face in there, right, is what you will end up doing is you'll pull off this fourth D. Is you'll start disappointing, but you'll disappoint your staff and your family. Okay, your staff and your family will end up getting disappointed by what it is that you do with them, because you're not going to be around, you're not going to be spending time with them, you're not going to see them the way that you want to see them, and it creates this huge challenge, problem, and issue because you're trying to do it all yourself, you're discounting for sales, you're delaying your planning until January, and I think it's one of the biggest mistakes. Is in fact the 4Ds, I think, is what most salon owners really get screwed up on, and they trip themselves up. So here's the thing. I hope that some of what you just learned was really, really helpful, and it gave you some insight. I know I talked really fast. Maybe go back and slow this video down or watch it again. But what I want to say is this. If you want some help establishing a leadership team, figuring out a strategy for your pricing so you're not discounting down, where you're actually making more money, and you want some information on how you can set up a challenge for January, so you don't need a whole planning session, right? We can do that. Or if you just want some help growing your salon to make sure that you're on the right track and getting where you need to go, do me a favor, send me a message and say no 4Ds. That's probably too much. Just do me a favor and send me the letter 4D, 4 and then the number 4 and then D, and I'll get you the information on how you can get actually on the phone with one of our salon success team, figure out how do you put a plan in place, how do you get your leadership team established, how do you set up a retail challenge, and I'll make sure that you get that set up for you right away. Hope this has been helpful. I wanted to dump a massive amount of value because I'm sick and tired of seeing salon owners screw up the end of the year thinking they're succeeding because December was the best month ever, but then January and February suck. So I want to help more salon owners do that. Do me a favor and send me back a message and let me know if you want help. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.